It's Monday, December 8th.
There are people that have booked flights. It is a responsibility for Air Transat to look after these passengers.
A potential travel nightmare. Air Transit will be canceling flights today after pilots issued a strike notice ahead of a busy holiday travel season.
Will you restart negotiations with Canada?
Look, I have a great relationship with Canada. They're very tough traders, but I have a very good relationship with the Prime Minister and with Canada.
U.S. President Donald Trump non-committal on whether to restart trade negotiations with Canada after meeting briefly with Prime Minister Mark Carney on Friday.
We saw in this city for the first time in years last January, 2 people froze to death outside.
There is concern in Ottawa over shelter capacities, leaving some of the most vulnerable out in the cold.
The northwest of Toronto finally has a major transit line.
A long time coming. Riders are using Toronto's brand new Finch West LRT. It's open after a 2-year delay. Stay with us, Canada. Your morning starts right now. Good morning, Canada. Welcome to Your Morning. I'm Anne-Marie Mediwake.
Good morning. I'm Lindsey Deluce. And look, there she is. She's all Christmassy.
Hi, guys. This is my Christmas camouflage this morning. Can you find me in front of the tree? We are live this morning down at the Fairmont Royal York in Toronto, leaning into the Christmas holiday spirit. If you've been to Toronto, you can see this hotel from a mile away, right on Front Street, across from Union Station. But we've come inside where it has been transformed into an enchanted winter estate. This tree behind me, you guys, has 12,000 Christmas lights on it. So coming up through the show this morning, we are leaning into the holiday spirit. I, of course, will have your weather forecast. A very busy weather day this morning. Lindsey and Anne-Marie, we're talking about that cold you mentioned in Ottawa, but we've got a couple major winter storms brewing across the country. So I'll have all the details coming up.
Amazing. All right, Kels, thanks so much. Yeah, it really does. You're dressed on point for that tree behind you, that's for sure. So weather, obviously a big story today. Air Transat, another big story as people are looking forward to the holidays and travel. Air Transat will begin canceling flights today as the airline's pilots have issued a 72-hour strike notice.
We're trying to bring compensation up to date along with our pension, the benefits, and also one of the most important items, job security.
Pilots voted 99% in favor of a strike and can take action as early as Wednesday. The two sides have been negotiating for nearly a year. The union says the pilots have been without a new agreement since 2015, so 10 years ago. The union says contract talks have stalled over pay, working conditions as well, but the airline argues it's already offered significant raises.
It's in line with the gap that we felt that we needed to bridge to be in line with the Canadian market.
The airline says it offered a 59% salary increase over 5 years and is waiting for the union to come back to the table to continue negotiations. Air Transat will start canceling flights today, will suspend all flights on Tuesday. It will offer a credit to passengers looking to make changes to their current travel plans. U.S. President Donald Trump is pumping up his relationship with Canada and the Prime Minister, but he has not committed to restarting any trade talks.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, the problem is Canada makes a lot of things that we don't need because we make them also. But we'll work it out. Look, Canada's a special place, and they really are good at ice hockey, aren't they? Mr. President.
Side note. Yeah, President Trump told reporters, quote, "We'll work it out," when asked about the state of trade talks with Canada. President Trump met with Prime Minister Mark Carney and Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum on the sidelines at the FIFA 2026 draw that happened on Friday. Donald Trump's sweeping tariffs earlier this year are affecting America's trade relationship with both Canada and Mexico. As we know, talks with Canada were halted following those anti-tariff ads that were running in the States paid for by the government of Ontario. Federal Jobs Minister Patty Hajdu is defending Ottawa's decision to give Algoma Steel nearly $500 million in loans, despite knowing they were going to issue layoffs.
At the end of the day, we have to save this sector. And I think we went into this eyes wide open, knowing there was going to be disruption, but also determined that we would have a sovereign Canadian steel sector.
That was the minister speaking on CTV's Question Period. Ottawa gave the company a $400 million loan earlier this year. Ontario's government chipped in another $100 million. Both governments say their actions were necessary at the time to make sure the company was able to stay in business during ongoing U.S. tariffs. Opposition parties are questioning whether the loan should have come with job security conditions. Algoma Steel issued layoff notices to 1,000 workers last week. That will take effect in March. The company employs 2,700 people. Rising concerns in Ottawa as the temperature drops and shelters reach capacity.
We've got people sleeping in the waiting area, very unfortunately, and plastic chairs are on the floor. And what was 10 to 15 people in September and October has now gone up to about 35 or 40 people a night.
Peter Tilley is the CEO of the Ottawa Mission. He says capacity, it's obviously a concern. People's lives are at risk. Temperatures in the Ottawa area have dipped to the minus double digits at night, meaning frostbite can happen in a matter of minutes. Tilley is encouraging people living on the street, if they can, you need to go inside. Last January, 2 people froze to death outside in the Ottawa area. Tilley says anyone who sees someone sleeping outdoors shouldn't hesitate to call 311 for help. Toronto's first new transit line since 2002 is now open for business.
This is the most significant expansion of Toronto's transit network since the Spadina subway extension, and it marks the start of a new chapter for how people move across our city.
The Finch West LRT, officially called Line 6. The line is expected to carry nearly 52,000 people per day. This goes between Humber College and Finch West stations in the city's northwest. It was originally supposed to open 2 years ago, but the project faced setbacks along with running over budget, similar to the Eglinton Crosstown, which has not opened yet. Reaction from riders has been mixed. One criticism being it doesn't have transit signal priority, so it doesn't get to move through intersections ahead of cars. The TTC also updated the names of 2 subway stations on Line 1 Sunday. As the possible opening of the Eglinton Crosstown LRT approaches, Eglinton West Station has officially been renamed Cedarvale Station. Meanwhile, Dundas Station is now TMU Station in reference to the nearby Toronto Metropolitan University. The TTC says the deal establishing the school's name is part of a larger partnership which will advance research on transit innovation. A wildlife photographer in Alberta is still in awe after spotting a barn owl in South Calgary.
I think my head almost exploded. It was actually mind-boggling. For it to just randomly show up in a park in Alberta was pretty shocking and cool. That was really cool.
Ooh, very cool. Seeing a barn owl in Alberta is rare. I mean, Anne-Marie knows that. Yeah. Adding to Brendan Clark's shock, these owls normally live in southern parts of BC and Ontario. They are considered threatened, endangered in those regions. Experts believe the bird flew in from the west.
Yeah, everybody's moving to Calgary.
Everybody, they're hoping, it leaves and flies somewhere warmer before it gets too cold.